I'm not excited for this.
Inspired by the adventures of our nurses, therapists, and techs, A Beer with Atlas is the only healthcare traveling, craft beer drinking podcast. Each week, we'll open a few beers, talk about the brewery and the style of beer, and then dive into some research curated specifically for each episode. In the end, we hope each one sounds like a conversation you'd have with your friends while enjoying a few cold ones.
Welcome to another episode of A Beer with Atlas. I'm Rich.
I'm Brian.
I'm Dolan.
Oh, Dolan, is this the last of producer
Nope.
week? No, we got one
we
more
got
after
one
this.
more.
Oh, that's right.
We might not survive this one.
That's why I was thinking this is the
Yeah.
last. This is second to the last. Dolan brought us one from a brewery we know and love, Kros Strain Brewing here in La Vista, Nebraska, just outside of Omaha, right across the street from Brian's house.
Yep.
We're very familiar with the place, and he wanted to bring us a hot beer.
Yeah. You know, the original hot beer that I wanted to bring you was out of Cave Creek, Arizona. They just call it the chili beer, Cave Creek chili beer. And it has a pepper in the beer.
Yep.
And this was supposed to be the bonus beer. Well, about a year ago, Cave Creek went out of business.
Because no one wants that.
Well, the coronavirus. we'll go with that.
And no one wants a chili floating in your beer.
Well, you'd be surprised by
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, you'd be surprised by it. So this was supposed to be the bonus beer to that beer, but now this.
I mean, this one has habaneros just on the can. Like, I'm already
On the
scared.
can. Lager with hop. Oh, gosh.
I like spicy stuff. Like,
do- yeah.
everything I eat at home is hot and spicy, but I also know what it does to me.
Yes.
So if I start sweating or you hear, like, someone sounds like Pop Rocks, that's just my gut.
Hiccuping. I just hiccup a lot.
Oh, I don't. Well, I do, but I'm usually sitting down. It's a different kind of hiccup, I guess.
So on the label, Hot as Helles, which is a take
boy.
on their Helles Creek, their standard Munich style lager.
I don't. This is the one beer I think in this whole show that I'm like, oh no. I've had this before.
Lager with
love
jalapeños and habanero
It's
chili
hot.
peppers.
Yeah.
It just smells hot. It just burned my nose a little bit. Okay.
I'm not gonna.
I'm not even gonna pour it
I'm not gonna pour it.
Oh, I'm going to.
because
I got to open it up.
I don't want it to melt my glass.
So we've got a couple.
He can't even wait.
I know, right? He got right into it.
Oh yeah.
This is just waking up for him. Habanero juice water right next to the bed.
Yep. We've got a couple takes on it. So who brought the pineapple version? Who was that? Was that you?
That was me. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So
Trying to
that's
sweeten
the
this
new,
up.
New bonus version. Yeah.
And then I've got a bonus at the end
Oh, my
here.
God.
Oh, we're dying. It's not another hot beer. It's thanks to Jeff and Doug there at the brewery. I can't remember which one of them said this. One of them takes and mixes the Hot as Helles with the tan limes. So and he calls it good as Helles.
Okay.
So you kind of, get the lime with the heat and the...
That's probably pretty good.
We'll find out.
All right.
Our mouth might be destroyed by the time we get to that.
I'm not even worried about the mouth. Honestly, I'm worried about other parts.
Other
of me.
parts.
Oh, boy. Well,
Okay.
here, cheers, y'all.
Cheers. Oh, God, it smells
Salute. Oh, it smells so hot.
Dolan. Okay.
It has good pepper flavor.
It just gets you in the back of the throat.
Yeah, that's where you know it's hot. Yep. Because it doesn't taste hot on your tongue.
No.
It like sneaks past your tongue. It's just like, haha, nothing's going on here.
I'm just a
and then
lager.
It
And then
puts its fork in the back of your throat and
like
says, this is the pepper.
Satan's
Yeah.
tail.
It's like it's his pitchfork.
Oh, man.
I love it. And we're recording at 10 a.m. right now. This is like a breakfast burrito. This is great.
I could eat a breakfast burrito with this.
You could dip it in there, maybe. I like pepper beers generally that aren't super spicy because I like that flavor. Like, I do like that. But habaneros, that's a step past the pepper I'm comfortable with.
Yeah. Oh, boy. So we've done enough research over the how long? How long have we been doing this now? 3 years?
Years.
To talk, Kros Strain Brewing Company is located at 10411 Portal Road, La Vista, Nebraska, right outside of Omaha. I mean, just you get off the interstate, you drive, I don't even know what.
2 minutes.
Exactly.
Off the interstate.
And you're there.
Yeah.
So, started by Bobby Kros and Scott Strain. I thought what would be interesting, though, is to talk about where the name Helles, where that came from, and then why it ties back to the brewery, and because there's a direct tie back to that brewery.
Let's do it.
Hot as Helles lager. So their regular Munich style German lager is a Helles lager. It's a German style malt accented lager that balances a sweetness with body and floral, noble hops, and a little bitterness. So that's basically what a German style lager, a Munich lager is. So it's easy to drink. What's the ABV on this? 4.8, same as the regular Helles, Helles Creek, which is the regular standard Helles lager. Helles Creek is the base for this beer. It's just like the base for tan limes for their summer lime. I always joke that if Bud Light lime was delicious, it would be tan limes. That's exactly. That's what it is. And I don't mind a Bud Light lime.
I was going to say Bud Light lime is delicious,
but even
tan limes is
more delicious.
Yeah, a craft version.
I actually drank so much
Delicious,
tan limes over a weekend one time. I think it hurt my throat. I think the acid hurt my.
Well, that's what's going to happen with this one, man. Just one can of this will. Oh my goodness,
man! So the name Helles Creek comes from the creek that runs directly behind, that runs probably close to your house.
Yeah.
Behind Kros Strain and Pint 9, right next to that, called Hell Creek.
Yeah.
And for the life of me, I could not find the origin of that name.
Oh, I'm sure it's been there,
Forever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know.
100 years.
This was a good hour and a half searching.
Dang.
And I couldn't find anything. Now I found, it's getting me in the back of the throat still. Oof. I did find, it appears that Hell Creek starts at Boys Town Reservoir, which isn't too far from us here.
Yeah.
It looks like it. And then it runs down into somewhere in Papillion. I'm not sure, which is obviously another little suburb of Omaha.
I think it goes all the way out to Bellevue.
All the way down,
connects,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the biggest piece of information I could find on this whole thing was there was a flood in Omaha in 1964. It was one of the most costly natural disasters in the Omaha area ever. And I honestly can't believe this. They called it a 100-year storm, which I've seen in Colorado, like they've had 100-year storms or whatever. Produced 8 inches of rain on June 16th and 17th. A massive wall of water formed on Hell Creek near Boys Town and flowed into the west branch of the Papillion Creek.
Yeah.
A powerful swell stretched 50 feet across. This is a creek.
Yeah.
50 feet across and with waves 5 foot high.
Yeah.
That pushed homes off their foundations.
That'll do it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a lot of rain all at once.
I have lived over by that Papillion version where it connects for 10 years now. And every time it rains hard, it's amazing how high that water will come. It'll come 30 feet up because the creek itself and where the banks are, like if you know where the trading company, that big company is, that's down there.
Oriental Trading Company?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So if you know where that's at, you'll see how low the creek is and how high up that building is. And it's been up above the banks many times.
Wow.
So if it rains like a couple inches in an hour, all that runoff from everywhere ends up in that. And it just raises up. It's been over the bridge in downtown Papillion.
Really?
The creek it's 25 feet probably. It goes up that high, so that makes sense to me because that's a lot of rain. I would almost think it would be more. I feel like we've had more rain, harder rain than that. But
maybe not all at once like that.
probably.
Maybe
And I'm guessing they've changed some things in 50 or 60 years to how water flows out of the city, I hope.
There were multiple... looked like court documents. I assume that's because in order to do something with it in the city or whatever, it has to run through whatever. They call it the engineers, whatever the
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So there's
The Army Corps of Engineers.
There we go. Multiple documents kind of talking about how they've renovated it and changed it over the years and things like that. Nothing worth like really talking about here, but I think you're probably right. I mean, it probably has changed quite a bit.
Here's a totally unrelated but related to what you're talking about.
Perfect.
Pro tip. Water damage. Talking about houses that got knocked off their foundations and all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
Most people don't know that they think they have, good home insurance. But you got to have flood insurance.
Flood insurance.
And that's something that's totally different, and you have to
Yep.
be approved for it. It costs extra. It's from the government, not from usually like your insurance company. But yeah, if you live in a place that could get hit by Hell Creek,
Yep.
get yourself some flood insurance.
No kidding.
Because otherwise you're SOL.
So in classic Jeff or Doug fashion here, I've opened the tan limes to mix it because that last drink
That was too much.
It was-
You almost started hiccuping.
almost. Yeah.
I hope it was a hiccup.
Yeah. So go ahead. I'm gonna see how this goes down.
Well, I did research basically on the Scoville scale or meter, right? So that's where I've got my head in this stuff. And then
Okay.
also I found another on Untapped. I didn't look at ratings, but I found another one that's called Hot as Hellas, Coronado Brewing Company.
Oh.
5% alcohol, so low, but also only had 127 check-ins.
Oh.
And then Cigar City Brewing, you know about them?
Oh, yeah,
They have one
out of
that's
Florida.
called Hotter Than Hellas.
Ah. Well, that's Florida, right?
So
that's-
yeah, so that makes sense. But what we'll do, I am going to pour this now because I want to do mix it, try that, see how that works.
I'll tell you, they're onto something here because that's
cool it
nice.
off a little bit?
It cools it off, but it gives it that kind of
Ooh,
right.
that is good.
Oh boy!
Now, I don't know.
Go back to the brewery.
Maybe
Oh,
that's
no.
why they called it good as Hellas. I don't know.
I don't
You're
think
gonna
is
get me
tan
in
lines
trouble.
even gone? Is it still around?
It's
I
almost
think
gone.
It's gone. Yeah.
Gosh, that's nice.
Yep.
There's a.
I feel like the pepper's more up front though.
It is. It pushes
It's
the
like,
lime.
hey, guess
pushes
what?
It up.
Yeah. Now it's
Surprise.
yeah. Okay.
Well, you invite lime to the party, right? That's,
Let's get it, kick it. Ooh. Okay. Scoville scale.
Yep.
Technically, here's what it is: the measurement of the pungency or spiciness or heat level of a pepper. And they have its own unit, Scoville heat unit, an SHU. Right? Okay, so this was created by an American pharmacist named Wilbur Scoville.
Oh,
Not Wilbur Orville Redenbacher guy,
Wil-
but this is different.
right. Wilbur, right?
Yeah. 1912, this has been around. Now, I have a feeling they weren't, crushing peppers like people do nowadays. It's like a pop culture thing. So back then, he did it it was more of like a measurement test, like a scientific thing, like how to basically whatever. It wasn't a food thing.
Right.
It wasn't like how we decide what we're going to have for our hot wings. It wasn't like that. It was more of like in a lab sort of measurement system.
Okay.
In 2011, so that was what they used for almost 100 years. In 2011, they came up with this new way to do it. Basically, it's called liquid boy, that's a word. Chromatography, let's say that. Maybe?
Liquid chromatography.
Yes.
Like they're taking pictures of
kind of.
it.
And it's basically, you take it, the pepper, whatever you're going to measure,
Okay.
and you dissolve it in alcohol, and you extract the SHU, the heat component, right?
Okay.
And you check it out under, you weigh it, like on a scale,
Way
like
too much
per
science.
gram or something
Oh, my
like that,
goodness.
and that's how it gives you your heat component.
Huh.
And it's actually more true than the Scoville, because the Scoville is weird. And I have written down from starting to the most basically, your baby could eat this pepper,
Sure.
like probably what Dolan was having in his bottles,
Well, clearly.
to all the way up to this bottle
Okay.
of can that we have, to
Okay.
like the stuff that if you touch it or even look at it, you burn your eyeballs,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So we're going to go through some of those, and then I wrote down some of the peppers I've heard of
Okay.
in these ranges, so we'll kind of know like how to gauge it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So these are all Scoville heat units, SHUs. 0, which is, probably where I like to be sometimes.
Sure.
To 100. That's the green bell pepper. So hardly anything, right? There's no
0
heat.
to 100.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no
heat.
It's mostly
No.
water, I feel
Yeah.
like. Especially when you cook them down.
Except for when they accidentally crossbreed with your jalapenos. I've had that surprise.
Daly had a red bell that
Yeah.
had a little heat to it, and he called it something special. It looked like it was kind of shaped like a heart. It was about the size of my fist, and it was good. It was nice. It was good red pepper flavor with just a
Little heat?
just a little touch.
100 to 1,000. So we're already jumping up a lot, right?
Jeez, okay.
A banana pepper.
Yeah.
Bananas less than jalapeno?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now I get these sometimes. I've had those on Subway.
Yes.
They're
I like those on a
yellowish.
salad.
Yeah, kind of vinegary kick to them.
Yep.
1,000 to 2,500. Now we're getting into the Anaheim, which is my favorite pepper to use in beer because it has pepper flavor but like no heat.
Okay.
So you taste like you're getting a pepper, but there's no like this sort of throat situation.
Makes it hard to talk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Poblanos and Peppadews. You ever heard of a Peppadew?
No.
Yeah, those are kind of fun. Those are usually in like Italian food, so it's that sort of vinegary style.
Yeah. Okay.
2,500 to 10,000. So this is quite a big range. Jalapenos, and everybody knows those. You might have one that's 25, and then next to it there's a 10,000.
Yep.
It's like you don't even know what you're getting.
Yeah.
Chipotles and guajillos. So those are all in that range.
We've had the guajillo. That's come up
Guajillo.
before. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the next level above that is 10,000 to 25,000. Those are serranos. And then this one was great because it was called a Peter pepper. Peter, like Peter Piper.
Never.
So, Peter pepper. I've never heard of it.
No.
But it was a fun name. 25,000 to 50,000. So now we're in a 25,000 range.
Okay.
Cayenne pepper.
Yeah.
And then there are actual Tabasco peppers.
I've had these.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like Tabasco hot sauce, like they grow them in Louisiana. That's about the only place that I could find in the United States that grows Tabasco peppers. But they're little orange cones, basically, is what they look like. Almost like bugles,
Yeah.
but they're like bright orange, like traffic cones. Then we got 50,000 to 100,000. One is called a bird's eye, which is a Thai chili.
Okay.
So a lot of
Yeah.
Thai food has that.
Okay.
And then peri peri, which is an African version of the bird's eye chili. So you'll see there's hot sauce that's called peri peri sauce. If you eat any African food, even grocery stores have it. Sometimes it has a tiger on the container, but that's like more if you'll have like an African curry or something. My wife had, she made some it was like 2 weeks ago, and it had that in it.
Here's what I don't understand. Help me if you understand this. Okay, so Africa is hot, right? I don't think I'm generalizing.
In some places,
In
yes.
some places
Yes.
it's hot. India is hot, right?
Oh yeah.
South America?
South America, Thailand, but you get the hottest food out of there. Like,
Yeah.
wouldn't you not want to sweat? I mean, you're sweating enough already,
Here's why.
right? Okay.
I think this is my theory.
All right.
You start sweating even more. That's how your body cools off, right? But then the breeze, maybe there's a little breeze.
Maybe.
And if you're outside, if you've just worked out and you're super sweaty or mowed and you stood in some wind, cools you off quick. So my theory is that they make you sweat on purpose. So it actually cools you off.
This actually makes a lot of sense.
Because there's not, also, but most of those places we're talking about, in general, not a lot of air conditioning going on.
No.
And you're just used to it.
All right.
And that's where they grow these things.
I'll buy that.
So here's the range. Now the ranges are getting even bigger. So that was like a 50,000 range. Now we're in 250,000 range. And this is where this pepper comes in that we're drinking. Habaneros. So we're at the base, we're at 100,000 Scoville, but that's been watered down because it's in beer, right?
Okay.
It's not like we're eating fresh habanero.
Kind of feels like it.
It does the throat.
Yep.
Scotch bonnets, those are hot.
Seen those? Yep.
Little roundish, yellowy orange ones.
It sounds so disarming.
And
it's the bonnet.
Well, wait till you get this one. Madame Jeanette.
Oh.
Sounds like a brothel owner. But she's a spicy pepper. Madame Jeanette.
That's the one. Yeah.
You got to watch out for her.
You got to.
350,000 to 750,000.
Okay.
Chocolate habanero,
Get out of here.
which I actually saw somebody the other day on Instagram, maybe grows them,
'Kay.
and then makes like hot sauce out of them.
Okay.
But it does look like a pepper that's been dipped in chocolate. Like that's just what it looks like. The skin is kind of shriveled. almost, like when you dip a pretzel in chocolate and you get it hard, like hardens up. It looked like that, but you could be like, oh, that's definitely a pepper. Like that's not been doctored. It just looks like that.
Okay.
And then, oh boy, what the heck is that handwriting? Habanaga, maybe?
Habanaga.
Yeah.
Maybe your eyesight's starting to go bad.
It's either
peppers.
Naga or Nasa. I don't know. I ran out of room on the paper.
Not gonna
eat it.
Peppers.
Not gonna eat it. So that's 750,000 range, right? Okay, now here we go.
Oh boy.
750 to 1.5 million. So we started out of bell pepper 0 to 100.
100, yes.
Now we're at 750,000 to 1.5 million.
Wow, that's like the hottest wing at Buffalo Wild Wings.
We're getting there. Trinidad Scorpion.
No, see, that's...
You've heard of those,
You just
right?
want to stay away from that. In general,
You stay away from a scorpion.
if someone says Trinidad Scorpion, you want to be
You
on the
don't
other
reach
side
out
of the
for it.
room. No, right.
You don't pet it or
Oh,
touch
that sounds
it.
adorable.
You run away. You try
Yeah.
to smash it with a book.
Yeah. What's your pet there? It's a Trinidad Scorpion.
You want to hold it? It doesn't sting too much.
Too much.
And then there's one called an infinity chili. It's like, it just burns you forever. So those are the ones that you start seeing on like TV shows or like when they have food challenges. You're
Like the contest.
Yeah. It's like, okay,
Oh,
here's the Trinidad Scorpion, right?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, 150 to 3.
1.5 to 3 million?
Yes,
Okay.
that's where we're at now.
Okay.
Police grade pepper spray,
Oh, well, yeah.
Carolina Reapers,
Yup.
and this one called Dragon's Breath, which might be the new hottest pepper in the world. They changed these, right, over time. It used to be ghost pepper was the hottest pepper you'd ever have heard of. Ghost pepper was it.
Have we had ghost pepper on the list yet? I didn't hear.
I didn't write it down, but I have some. I have some more information on it.
Okay, good. Okay.
The Carolina Reaper, I think it was made in Carolina, but it's made by scientists. They're like crossbreeding peppers on purpose to make it hot. So it's not like it doesn't have any reason to exist other than it's so hot.
Just
right?
pain.
And that's how they keep getting incrementally hotter and hotter because scientists and botanists are doing this. It's not like you and me just planted some peppers in the yard. This is in a lab, basically making pepper extract to see how hot they can make shit.
Yeah, I think, isn't it the ghost pepper is the hottest natural pepper?
It might be. It's bottom range. What I have written down is 1,041,427. That's the bottom of a ghost pepper. Jeez. Now, the Carolina Reaper is 2.2 million, which is 200 times hotter than just a jalapeno.
Okay.
And then the Trinidad Moruga scorpion pepper is 2,009,231. So
Look, this is unnatural. This is how we get velociraptors eventually, right?
it is unnatural.
Now,
The Velociraptor.
what would you
pepper.
rather have, Rich? A velociraptor or the Murano whatever pepper?
Trinidad
I'll
Scorpion.
take the velociraptor, please.
If you could get bitten by a dinosaur or eat one of these peppers, which would you choose?
I'll take the dinosaur bite.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then the only thing I did write down, more for discussion, not much research, but just how popular hot stuff has become in the last few years. There's like hot sauce clubs of the month you can order.
Right.
There's TV shows like Hot Ones on YouTube.
Oh, weird. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Oh, my
Have you
God.
seen that, Dolan?
Our content brand manager, John Ludwig, who does all of our posts on our social media stuff, he is a hot sauce guru, and he subscribes to like the monthly hot sauces. And he told me the other day, he's like, dude, I opened up this cabinet that I haven't opened up in like years. And he's like, I have like 25 different hot sauces in there. And he's like, some of them were like 6 years old and he had to throw them away. And he was kind of like sad because he didn't get to try some of them. But yeah, he just has hot sauces, and he's always sending me hot sauce links. And
Yep.
yeah.
So he should like these beers. So what the Hot Ones thing? It's an interview show on not Facebook, but they post videos on Facebook. But it's on YouTube, and the guy that does it, his name is Sean. He's the host, and the premise is this: they take celebrities or musicians or somebody famous, people that have had interviews a lot of times, right?
Right.
And the questions get incrementally different and more interesting. And as the questions come, you have to eat a chicken wing. And each chicken wing is incrementally hotter. And when you get to this certain level, like about 750,000, your brain does this thing. It's almost like you're on drugs. Like literally your chemicals in your brain change. And it's like you feel high or you're drunk. And so some of the answers are like unguarded because you can't.
Sure.
You're trying not to shit your pants, basically.
Right.
Which has happened before.
That has happened
on the show, on the episode.
So I watch it.
Yeah.
I'm a religious. I was being sarcastic
Okay.
with Dolan because it's an inside joke between us. Yeah,
the Bobby Lee episode.
I love. Is that the one when he crapped?
He actually
Really?
shit his pants. Yeah.
Dang.
The Key and Peele episode is fantastic.
That one's great. They still do it now, and they also do like. There's a home version I just saw, so it looks kind of like Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah.
But then they send you some hot sauces with it. I've had some of those hot sauces that they have on the show, like the hottest one.
The brand, right? The Last Dab.
Yeah. I've had like the tiniest drop on a toothpick, and I put it in my mouth.
And you wanted to die?
I thought for the first 20 seconds, I was like, that was nothing.
and
and then
creeps.
And then I was like sweating worse than I've ever sweated in my life. And it was like my body instantly pushing the toxins out because it didn't smell good. And it was like sprinklers. And my throat closed down.
Yeah.
I had to take my glasses off because they were just like pouring water out of my eyes. And I couldn't breathe. And it was bad. It was bad.
I forgot who it was, but a recruiter out on the floor bought some of the hottest hot sauce from Hot Ones. I think it was the hottest one.
Boy.
The Last Dab.
Last Dab, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Was that
paste.
Jones? That seems like something Justin Jones would do.
I want to say it was Boakes, Braden. Pretty sure it was Braden.
That sounds like something he would do.
Sounds like something he'd do too.
But we put it on a popcorn chicken.
Oh boy.
And we just smothered the popcorn chicken in it to try it. And yeah, I can understand why you don't like it. It tastes like mustard. It tastes like horseradish mustard. And it wasn't hot at all. But like you said, it just creeped up like, I don't even know, maybe 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
And it was just hot, burning.
That's just hot to be hot.
That's kind of my thing with. I like heat. I like hot things. Hot salsa. I love a good.
As a compliment.
I want the heat to have good flavor.
Yeah.
Heat for heat's sake is just it's lost on me. Some people like it, right? And now part of it is like, so for years and years I smoked. I probably killed taste buds, and so I need some heat sometimes. With
I'm gonna have.
You got to cut it a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm interested to get into the pineapple version of this.
So I had, Dolan was talking earlier about the pepper beer that he was trying to get. I've had a few in my day. I've been doing this game for 10 years. They used to have one. I don't know if they still do or not, but it was a ghost pepper. It was like called Ghost Face Killa.
Yep, I remember this.
And I had it. We, me, my wife, and a married couple that was friends of us, we bought one just to try it because they like hot stuff.
Okay.
Oh my God, I can't breathe.
I told you,
Anyway.
it's hard to talk.
That we drank that thing, and it was so hot. It didn't even taste good. It was just instantly hot, and it was just burned. You could feel it going down your throat. Like it felt like you drank hot soup.
Yeah.
Like it was just, it was terrible.
The last word in the title of the beer should clue you in on what's happening here.
Yeah, it was.
You would think.
And then I had one at Boiler a couple years ago.
Okay.
Boiler Brewing in Lincoln, and it was a stout. And I was like, okay, this will be all right. But it was also habanero, and it had something else in it. Oh. And me and my father-in-law split one, a pint, right? Because we were like, we got to go to the Husker game.
Oh, this is a great idea.
Well, it was so hot that we both just sipped on it. And then we had to buy more beers, regular stouts, to keep cutting it. We ended up pouring like 5 beers into this one beer because we're like, we're not leaving it. We paid for this.
Right.
We're going to drink it. And we cut it like with a 6-pack, basically, for 1 pint to drink it. It was so hot. Oh, that was the hottest pepper. It was hotter than the Ghostface beer.
Well, the Cave Creek chili pepper, they're right now doing like a fundraiser thing on their Facebook page.
Yeah.
And that's what it's called, Cave Creek chili pepper. It's the only beer that this brewery makes. So yeah, if you want to go check that out. But that one it had the pickled pepper in the beer already, so it was kind of pickly and
Yeah. I remember that
really
beer.
good.
It was like a clear glass bottle,
yeah,
white cap, I think, on it.
with gold cap.
Do you know who would like these beers? Steve. Steve Ryan loves hot food.
Well, let's give him one.
I know we should.
Shotgun it.
Yep. Oh, that's a great idea.
Can you imagine shotgunning one of these?
No.
You would burp fire. Like, you would literally be on fire.
Something, I think it would, as fast as it went in, it would go right back out. The other exit.
Be like a bird.
Yeah. All right, I poured that a little hard on the pineapple.
That's
one here,
okay.
So I let it sit for a minute.
And then the other thing I just wanted to talk about was Nashville Hot Chicken. Oh, man. Because that stuff, it looks amazing. I've made it at home, and it was good, but it's hot.
It's hot.
Yeah.
I love it.
That was I was disappointed for a number of reasons that we didn't get to go to Nashville for Healthcare Travelers Take this year. Thomas Piper's group, Scrub Squad 1978, holds that conference every year. It was going to be in Nashville this year.
That'd be fun.
I wanted hot chicken. I wanted legit,
Yeah.
like go to Nashville, ask a local, where do you get good Nashville hot
Yeah.
chicken, and then go to that place.
Yeah.
I would like to try it someplace like that too.
The only place I've had it was at a pub somewhere in small town Nebraska. Yeah.
Now,
You and your out of the like
That's
off
true.
the wall places that you eat food, man.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's like a thing. My wife and I we just try to find restaurants that sometimes don't even have like Google reviews, and we'll just go there.
Go and try it.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
Or it's
That's
amazing.
Or right, that's true.
Yeah.
And honestly, more times than not, it's been amazing.
Have you been to? This is for the locals here in Omaha, Omaha, Lincoln surrounding area. Have you been to Around the Bend?
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh yeah. That's
Need-
where the testicle festival's at.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
There is it's a thing every year. It's called the Testicle Festival, and
It's a place that, at least pre-COVID, I don't know what it's like now, but pre-COVID on a Friday, you're waiting 2 hours to get in to
it's
this place.
It's like home style, right?
Yeah.
Big round tables.
Yeah, it's like a steak place, basically. It's right by Platte River State Park.
Yep.
Oh.
So right off the interstate, right where the bridge is over the river.
Okay.
Or if you go to the animal safari,
Yep.
that it's right in that same
Almost
general area.
right across the
It's
street
been
from
there
that
for
entrance.
probably
Yeah.
30, 40 years at least.
Yeah. Kind of in the middle of nowhere, kind of.
It's a good place for. I used to meet my in-laws there a lot. It's like halfway between Omaha and Lincoln.
Yep.
So they live in Lincoln, we live here. If we want to eat someplace, we sometimes go there and hang out. And they have decent beer selection there,
Yeah.
which is pretty good. So
chicken fried chicken, chicken fried steak. Like that's
they have a big bar that you can sit at, like first
Chicken
come first
fried
serve.
chicken. It's so good.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
it is.
Sounds so good right now.
it's legit here.
And they have a big patio outside. Now I just
Yep.
want to, this is one of the things I miss. This is very rare to drink beer with people. Like I don't do that anymore.
Right.
But I just kind of miss sitting out somewhere. Like I haven't been to a brewery since
Sitting
like
outside.
March.
Yeah.
I miss it.
Wow, that smells really strong.
I can't wait to
pineapple.
get to that. I just refilled.
So
this
you're
one.
right. You get okay. Now go back and smell it again, and you get the hot. So your nose gets used to the pineapple. Then you smell it. Now you get the hot.
Oh, yep.
It's kind of weird.
Oh boy, that's a lot of habanero. I haven't even got to the pineapple yet. I'm
There's
still
a beer
drinking
glass
this one.
behind you if you need to.
I'm just gonna drink this, and then I'm gonna drink that.
And there
Okay.
you go.
Woo! There it is.
Hey, yay.
But that pineapple is right up front and nice. It's like when you mix the tan limes with it. It just has enough cooling little pineapple.
Recruiter Tana McDonald. She's the one that recommended this. She was working the counter at Kros Strain when I went and picked this up, and she's like, "Oh, we have a pineapple version," and so I said, "Sure, get a crowler of that. Let's try
Add
it."
it to my bill, please.
Yeah,
Yep.
I might
yeah.
have to go there.
I will say, first drink. Maybe it's not fair, but I do like the mix of the tan limes and a little better.
Here's the thing, though. I mean, tan limes is such a good beer that you can't. You get enough of that lime. I like the pineapple flavor in here, though. Like that is a good if you go someplace like like a Chinese restaurant or someplace like that where you get the hot with the pineapple.
But it's always tied with citrus, isn't it?
It
Usually.
is. Yeah.
This reminds me of the shish kebabs that I grill. I just put pineapple on there with chicken or steak or whatever and peppers and.
Well, remember that beer that we got from?
Was it Wood Grain?
Yeah, they had the cooked pineapple in
That's
it and all
right.
that stuff.
Yep.
I mean, you get that
Carnival.
You get that, caramelized sugar from the pineapple and.
Yep.
I can't. All right, I'm going to get to that one here in a second.
Get to that. I had one last.
It is good.
One last thing I thought was kind of fun about all of this that I want to invite our friends from TRS from down in Arkansas.
Oh, okay,
It's about bikes, about riding bikes.
Oh, okay.
So we've sent them beers. They've sent us beers.
Sure.
We talk a lot. And they have this thing called the Pintagon.
Yes.
So the Pintagon it starts at Kros Strain or Pint 9. I mean, you can start at any of them, obviously.
Yeah.
But so you start at Kros Strain Pint 9 right there. Drink beers there. Next stop is Nebraska Brewing Company.
Just down the road.
Right, close to your house, right?
Uh-huh.
Yep. And then the next stop is Infusion. So that's down towards, which way is that?
It's north, and
It's
it's
off
close to the
Giles.
interstate.
Yep.
Yep.
And then the next stop is Liquid Sunshine, which is
Alamo Draft House.
the tap house right there at Alamo.
Yep.
And then Patriarch Distillers, which I've never been there.
That's right by my house.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you're coming right back around to that.
Yep.
And then you're going back to the Kros Strain Pint 9 stop.
And if you wanted to sneak another one in there, Patriarch is about 500 yards from Lucky Bucket.
Oh, I didn't. Oddly enough, they didn't list it on.
Yeah,
there.
so you could, sneak there on your way back
Sure.
to Kros Strain Pint 9.
9 miles round trip.
Yeah.
On a bike. That doesn't seem much.
No.
I don't know. I feel like that last getting back to Kros Strain Pint 9, you might be like,
Well, you can definitely get off and push the bike if needed,
I think I'd just lay in the ditch for a little
Do
bit.
that too.
Possibly.
They used to have a thing where they did, and this is also pre-COVID, they used to do like a trolley thing that did that same track, and you could just get on and get off wherever you wanted to.
We actually signed up for one of those in April, but then COVID hit and they refunded everybody.
You're right there.
I don't know. I try not to hiccup.
So I made the mistake of taking. I got too comfortable and took a bigger drink.
Yeah.
And that. Oh boy.
I don't mind. Okay, so I don't mind the pepper burn because it makes me feel like I'm doing something. You know what I mean? Like it reminds you you're alive.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Doesn't
mind
it burn calories too? I thought that
It's definitely burning something.
I thought I read.
Sure.
I read something somewhere that hot food helps you burn calories.
So my brother-in-law, who is the home brewer that we've talked about before, he also is a hot sauce freak.
Okay.
And he makes his own hot sauce, ferments peppers, and does all. Oh my God, I'm hiccuping. Anyway, he makes his own hot sauce. He's had all the hot sauce. I mean, when you open their fridge at their house, my sister and him, there's literally 40 kinds of hot sauce in the door of the fridge. Like it's the whole. You know how like people, at least at my house, there's like three. At least I think there's 3 shelves.
Sure.
You can have different sauces,
Ketchup, mustard,
barbecue sauce,
Not mustard
vinegar,
in your
whatever.
house, obviously.
Not mustard in my house. Theirs is just hot sauce. That's all there is.
I feel guilty because I have the left side of my door in my fridge. I have 13 different hot sauces.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have very specific things that
Yeah,
I use
you
them
have
for.
to. Yeah, for sure. You can't just slap one on something.
I have this blueberry hot sauce that is super good, but only good on sausage breakfast burritos. Like it's kind of like a
Weird.
a maple blueberry hot sauce.
It's like a McGriddle hot sauce.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's like eating this as a way of life. Like it's like if you were to, you
Yes.
open my beer fridge, your beer fridge. There's beers of all that's a way of
Yeah,
life,
yeah.
right? To Dolan, this is a way of
hot
life.
sauces.
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's the other thing about, they have this whole industry now. It's like craft hot sauces. People are making them. Breweries make some.
Go to a farmer's market. There's
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 stands that sells their own.
Just hot sauce. I tried some last year with my sister. We were in Colorado Springs, I think it was. No, I don't remember. No, these peppers are melted my brain.
It hurts, right? I mean,
was-
it's
Was
Yeah.
it
hard
Manitou? Manitou?
There was a huge bike race that we went to because my brother-in-law was mountain biking, and the place had like a market on a Saturday there, and we went there. And in Colorado, there was like 7 different places making these hot sauce peppers, and
Okay.
they had all sorts of different stuff. They also made their own like Bloody Mary mixes, which would be pretty cool, if you're into that sort of stuff. Or red beers you could even do.
Yep, yep.
I think you're almost to a michelada at that point.
minus the clam, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well, the one thing I do with the hottest Hellas.
Doo-doo.
Doo-doo.
I can still think about that.
Well, and it was the reason why I ended up buying the pineapple hottest Hellas, other than
Ooh,
Tana
that's
being
good.
a really good salesperson.
Right.
But
Yeah, she's just like, here, we have this. And you're like, okay,
okay.
I'll take it.
sure.
I actually took the hottest Hellas, and I had some pineapple juice left over from my wife loves pineapple juice in Malibu. That's her drink.
Okay.
So I had a bunch of pineapple juice, and I decided to make a beer mosa out of it with pineapple and hottest Hellas.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
It was fantastic. So this is very similar without the thickness of pineapple juice.
Here's a question, and maybe Dolan, you're more familiar with this than we are. Let's say, because I like to marinate chicken in, beer and teriyaki or whatever. and,
Yeah.
using beer in a lot of.
Yeah.
So if you were to marinate let's say chicken in this beer, in a pepper beer,
Yeah.
would the heat carry through?
Oh, for sure.
I would assume.
I've used this beer before
Okay.
when it was not canned. Mm-hmm. So I think I had a crowler of it maybe. I've used it in chili.
Oh.
As opposed to like beef stock or whatever.
Really?
I've put it in there for sure. Last year I got some. I did it that way.
Wow,
So
that sounds good.
yeah.
That's interesting.
I guarantee you could, if you put a couple of little fork holes in your chicken breast and then put it in the bag or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah,
I-
you'd get that.
Worth trying.
I'd assume because heat is usually transferred through like an oil.
Oil, yeah.
Right? So
So you would get that.
I would think so.
Interesting. So, okay, here's
I wouldn't then drink the beer.
no.
I mean, I whatever you want to do.
I would
but
drink it. I would cut it with the tan limes. Then I would have a,
There you
know,
go.
right?
Yeah.
yeah, I
Here's-
think this would be really good with street tacos.
Here's an idea. Maybe it carries through the next year. I don't know.
Okay.
Next summer.
Yeah.
I just mix the tan limes with the pineapple, so I got like a citrus Hellas.
Yeah.
Citrus is Hellas.
Couldn't come up with a better name on the fly.
Okay.
Citra is Hellas.
Citra,
But it's gotta have citra hops, which you could. You could do
which
that.
I guess you could. But you got to use. Is it noble? I'd be interested to know if they use noble hops in
In this beer?
this one, because everything I read about German style
German,
lager,
it's
Munich
usually
lager,
that, yep.
it's noble hops. So that'd be interesting. I don't know. Maybe
it doesn't say.
there you go. There's my suggestion
Okay,
for
there you
next
go.
year's beers. Maybe.
You know what I would like to do? I think they make them. We're at the time of the year right now where hatch chili peppers are a big thing. Oh, a hatch chili beer.
Oh, boy.
I think would be. Oh,
I'm pointing at my shirt.
I see. I thought you were.
That's
Yeah, I was like, oh,
that could be
okay.
it too. Like, whoa, what kind?
No,
Where,
yeah.
where are we going?
I'm wearing a Fate
Okay,
Brewing
Scottsdale.
in Scottsdale, Arizona. They do a hatch chili beer,
Boom.
and they just canned it. And I am going there in October.
Okay.
For my honeymoon, we're gonna road trip camp
Nice.
around. And I'm gonna pick some up.
Okay.
A little
Awesome.
foreshadowing.
Done. So
Alright.
that. So yeah.
Yep.
Try
so
that.
I'm late to the party.
I'll try it.
Hatch chili beer. I would because I love hatch chilies.
Oh man, it is, in my opinion, the best chili beer I've had ever.
It's a bold
And I
statement.
have a feeling it's like pickle
Bold.
beers. He's tried more than we have.
Okay, so you have both checked this in on Untapped.
Mhm. But not the pineapple version.
Not
I bet you.
no, this is just the regular.
The pineapple is what I have now, and I definitely get pineapple up front.
Yep.
The nose for me was pineapple, and then there's that little sneaky hot stuff at the end, which is okay.
I like it.
I've acclimated. I'm ready. I like it.
Yep. So August 17th, 2017, CrossFit had just opened.
Yeah.
Like this is the first time they had ever. I think I remember drinking this that first time. There you gave it a 2.75. You said too hot for me.
Yeah.
I recall it being unbelievably hot.
Yeah. Hotter than this.
And there was a dude with us, Bob Hinkst,
Yeah.
was with us, who loves hot beer. Drank 3 of them that night. I don't know how he lived.
Oh boy.
He's the one that turned me on to this.
Yep.
Gateways, yeah.
And then Dolan, you checked it in April of 2019, so over a year ago, at a 3.75. So
Feel confident with that still, or
I
do you
would,
up it?
I'd up it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that I've tried several different chili beers to compare it to, that's
the fun thing about Untapped.
So on just the regular Hot as Hellas, only 507 check-ins. Where do you think we land?
3.78.
3.62.
3.60. Ooh. Close.
That's really
let's check. Is the pineapple one just called pineapple? Is it?
It's just pineapple hot as hell.
There it is. Okay.
I bet just like 100
38 check-ins.
That's
even
it?
That's
Oh my
it.
gosh.
Wow.
So it must have just been just this year.
They just did the one thing
They
of
probably
it.
did one batch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that was hot.
Ooh. See, you get a little.
Where'd the pineapple go?
Oh, but it.
I think I melted the mic stand. Wow.
You forget what you're drinking. You took a big old drink.
I did.
I did that.
Oh, shoot.
Okay, pineapple one, 38 check-ins. This is, what do you think here?
I'm gonna go 3.86.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3.8 even.
4 even.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't a beer that you just accidentally drink, right?
Right.
You don't go to the brewery and just be like,
You
oh,
seek
what?
this out.
People that like spicy stuff are going to drink this.
Yeah.
I would say. So that's yeah.
Spicy.
I feel like
heat.
I'm messed up. And it's just from the peppers.
It's from the peppers. That's
Because it's like, what
exactly-
is this? Not even 5%?
No, it's 4.8.
4.8.
Man.
It's a session beer.
Okay, well, next week, the last of Producer's Choice.
Hope it's not spicy.
I don't
No,
think so.
I've got a treat for you guys.
Oh
got a
boy,
treat.
I love treats.
I can't wait for next week. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. I can guarantee you my throat's not going to feel like this next week, though.
Oh, it's like I have active heartburn.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're not going anywhere for a while. Let's eat another pepper.
Let's eat some Tums.
Oh. Thank you for listening to A Beer with Atlas. Special thanks to our brand team for producing the show. Each episode of A Beer with Atlas is powered by Atlas MedStaff, an industry leader in travel healthcare staffing.